just gonna test. Hopefully this is a one-shot recording, everything will be fine, no issues, and we get where we need to be without having to go through too much trouble. Alright, everybody, Knife Easy here again. Just to summarize today's topic, I got into an accident again. The first one wasn't recorded or anything. It's on the same bike, obviously. So with this bike, I have had 2 accidents, both with very minor injuries, but very heavy damage to my bike, surprisingly. In the recent accident that happened, it was raining heavily. I was cruising along the expressway trying to get home, and basically, right, along the PIE, yeah. Okay, let me start over when we get to the expressway. First of all, the accident starts off with me riding home from God knows where. Oh no, yes, I happened to be picking up something that I bought online all the way at Ubi. So when I left her house, it was a very nice weather when I left the house, very clear, no clouds in sight. But when I checked the weather forecast, there was a forecasted rainfall. There was a forecast of rain. But when I use my own 2 eyes to see out the window, and when I use my own judgment, I say like, oh, it's probably not gonna be raining. It'll be fine. I just go get my stuff and go back. So the trip from all the way from the west side to Ubi, it was fine. But from Ubi onwards, it started raining. So the moment I reached the halfway point of my journey back home, it started to pour very heavily. Initially it wasn't that bad, but after my halfway point, it got really bad. So that's the point where I put on my jacket and everything. So we started to drive cautiously. But doesn't matter how cautious I was on the first lane. I had this people keep telling me, oh, you weren't riding with enough safe distance. I was, but it was raining. So despite the huge gap I gave between the car in front of me and myself, I still end up getting into an accident. So to elaborate on that, how did it happen? Well, from the distance, I could see it was approaching a bend, so it was pretty difficult to do any maneuvers that like swerving or just getting out of the way. It was just difficult. It was approaching a bend. I saw this lorry on the first lane, which they are not supposed to be there in the first place. I saw them on the first lane. The lorry turned 90 degrees. It was drifting 90 degrees in front of the car in front of me. So that car in front of me, by normal reaction, anyone would just slam their brakes or brake just in time to avoid this kind of collision. And them being in a 4-wheel vehicle, their brakes are definitely stronger. They can stop faster without any consequence, and it's just overall a better experience to stop a 4-wheel vehicle than 2-wheel vehicle in rain. Can trust me on that. So using my practice that we learned in the driving school, how to do emergency brake, in wet weather, wet road conditions, we had to progressive brake. So I did my progressive braking. I saw the moment I saw the lorry turn more than 45 degrees, I already applied my brake pressure for my both front and rear brakes, and I slowly, gradually increased that pressure the closer I got to the vehicle in front of me. But unfortunately, it was just not enough pressure to stop my vehicle, and the wet road did not help at all. And the thing is, the car in front of me stopped faster than I anticipated. So, and it ended up in a way that the car could stop in time without hitting the lorry, but I could not stop in time without hitting the car. So I ended up rear-ending the car. Miraculously, the car did not suffer any damage at all. Fortunately, the driver, it was a lady. She came out of her vehicle, checked if I was okay. I checked with her if her vehicle was okay. But I was fine. There was no injuries to me at all. It's just that somehow my bike is the one that got very banged up for some reason. Apparently, the way I rear-ended that vehicle, it was at a certain angle. The tire hit it at a certain angle, so my rim got dented. It got dented so bad that once I recovered my vehicle and tried to ride off, the handlebar was very wobbly. It didn't felt safe at all. I had to keep all the way to the left lane and ride really slow just to make sure that nothing comes apart while I was riding home. And yeah, but to poke a bit on the aftermath of the accident, after it happened, right, the lorry that skid 90 degrees for some reason disappeared. He just drove off without anything, because there was no collision, no one was hurt or anything. But it felt very irresponsible for this driver to be causing an accident, a third party accident, because of his actions. So I find it very unfair that this happened to me. I'm just very salty about it. But end up I have to get my bike fixed at my own expense. I can't claim from anyone because it was my fault that I couldn't stop in time. And according to the Singapore laws, if you're the one that rear-ended whatever vehicle is in front of you, you're the one at fault. But most of the time it depends on the situation. But this one, I did not have any dash cam on me. Even if I did, the dash cam wouldn't be able to see the lorry in front. It would just, because of the angle that most motorcycle dash cams are on, I wouldn't be able to see the lorry in front. I would just see myself rear-ending a car. So that's another loss for me, regardless if I have a cam or not. That is on the topic of people that were asking me, bro, why you never install dash cam? Did you install dash cam, you wouldn't have this problem of finding dash cam footage from other people. Yeah, it's true, but at what point can your dash cam help you if at your eye level you can see the hazard way before your dash cam can spot it? But even if you have the dash cam and this kind of thing happens, you're still on the losing end because you're the one at fault. And this kind of thing can't be captured through whatever dash cam that you have installed on your bike, because the angle at which your dash cam mostly installed on bikes is very low in the first place. Yep. So that's the story of my accident, my second accident. The first accident was something similar. I also rear-ended a vehicle, but it's the same thing. No damage to the vehicle that I rear-ended, but my fender got scratched up really bad. Pretty much it. So that's my second accident experience on Singapore roads. But the learning experience I take from this is basically, in wet weather, just give that four cars spacing in front of you, regardless of how heavy the traffic is. And I believe that if you have enough practice doing emergency braking, it shouldn't be an issue in the first place at all. It shouldn't be an issue at all. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Actually, before this video, I actually wanted to post a helmet review video which I got recently, which was a Shoei Z7. I was in the middle of doing the video actually, and there's a footage of me dumping my bike because I had the camera facing towards me. Yeah, and I'll post it. I'll include it in this clip here, right here. As you can see, I was minding my own business, blah blah blah, and bam. Yeah, I collided with the vehicle in front. It wasn't a very high speed collision, but yeah, damage is done. I can't do anything about it. So yeah, that concludes my accident vlog for this video. Hold on, I'll find a place to stop by and I'll show you. Oh yes, regarding the condition of my bike, immediately after the accident, I went to the nearest workshop at Bukit Batok or Bukit Panjang, if I'm not wrong. They told me, it's like, bro, your rim is dented. Of course lah, it wobbles. So I asked him, can he get it fixed? He said he can't do it. He need to order. He have to order the rims, the whole set. And my bike isn't exactly in stock condition. I'm using a WR155 and it's been converted to a supermoto style rim wheels, and most shops don't do these kind of things. So I had to go to my usual shop that I had my wheels done in the first place, which was all the way at Jalan Besar. So I end up having to ride back all the way using the same expressway in the same wet conditions. I had to ride back all the way to Jalan Besar just to see my mechanic over there. So what they had to do was like change for me a new set of rims, new spokes. I can use back my tire, there's no issue. So they had it done quite fast actually. I sent the bike in on the day of the accident. They had it done on the night of the day of the accident, but they didn't want to call me at night just to collect my vehicle. So I went the next day. They called me the next day to like, hey, your vehicle is ready for collection, it's done. So I went down the next day, pick up my bike, and everything is actually better. Apparently the rims I was using wasn't that great in the first place, so they changed it to a slightly more expensive one, stronger one, and what do you call it? Now it feels sturdier. Yeah. So I'll find a place where I can park my bike in a corner, and we shall check out whatever. I shall show you what damage happened and what has been changed. I probably won't have before after because I didn't take any photos of the before during the accident, and I will just show you the after. Okay, so basically what was done to my rims it has been changed. It has been changed from the cheapest Indonesian one to this Japanese XL rims, if I'm not wrong. There's no printing on it or anything, but
the shop assured me this was like Japanese, very high grade, won't dent one, this kind of this style of rims. But the spokes has also been changed. These spokes are thicker than the ones that were previously on my old wheels, which were the golden one. The tires are the same, it's been reused. It's just that these rims are wider, if I'm not wrong. For the back it has been upsized from 3.5 to 3.4. No, 3.5 to 4.0, and the front has been upsized from 3.0 to 3.5. So not really much has changed on my bike aside from there being no major scuffs or anything else. The only scuff that happened was over there. Can you see it? My so-called makeshift bar ends, makeshift bar ends. That was the only thing that was damaged. Aside from that, no visible damage on the engine, which it fell on the right side, so there's no visible damage over here. Just that the foot pegs got bent in, but that's normal. And yep, that's how it is. This bike is indestructible from what I feel. That's all for the bike showcase segment.